Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. If you are new, make sure to smash that subscribe button and also smash the notification button. So let's get into today's video. So, seeing as I was one of the founding fathers for the Justice League movie, no, I wasn't really, but what I was one of the most consistent content creators that was making content around the whole Justice League. So I want to dive into the fact that the Justice League is going to be released properly. Now, we haven't seen it yet. But what's due? Someone released Justice League. No, it was never released. Why? Because recently information has come out that confirms the Joss Whedon reshoots for the Justice League was 80 pages long. And then I have people telling me, well, Stu, you were wrong. The reshoots didn't change anything. So let me get this straight. Reshoots that were reported to be minor, reported to be massive. Just look back on the channel, guys. I've got hundreds of Justice League videos. So the reshoots for the Snyder Cut, aka the Joss Whedon cut, was 80 pages long. It's recently been revealed. So what is good, YouTube? What's you here? If you're new channel, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of these videos. At the 100,000 subscriber mark, I will be giving away a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X or a Nintendo Switch with whichever game you want. So first off, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been subscribing recently, from the Superman video, from the BlackAdam video. I've noticed that's where most subscribers are coming from, so that is awesome. So make sure to stay tuned if you want more content like that. So the Joss Whedon cut is what we've got. And to be honest, guys, I've got it on Blu-ray. I always support like most Marvel and DC movies, so I've not got a problem with that. The problem is release the Snyder Cut. Now, everyone keeps saying it's not going to happen. But wait, Warner Bros. Just followed Zack Snyder on Twitter. According to YouTube content creator law, that means they're talking to each other. No. So what is good is actually, most people don't know that, everyone says that every DCEU movie was a flop. And then you look at Wonder Woman, which, it didn't break $1 billion. But what most people don't know is Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder, his wife, worked on Wonder Woman 1. And guess what? Spoiler warning. They also worked on Wonder Woman 1984. So there is this narrative that Zack Snyder has no relationship with Warner Bros. Well, if that's the case, how has he worked on, the screenplay and producing, Wonder Woman 2 if he's got no relationship with Warner Bros? So it is interesting how there's a lot of different people spinning a narrative so many different ways that we are here to break down the truth. You really can't get the truth in today's world. Even the fact that, Joker 2 is coming, and then you've got 3 different major publications all saying different things. Who can you trust? It's like I was saying on Twitter yesterday, joking around. You got to trust We Got It Covered, because let's be honest, guys, if you can't trust the major publications, they all reported different stories. Yes, Joker 2 is coming. No, it's not. There's no DC villains movies in the work. It is weird that in today's world that you don't know who, what, when to trust. But what you do know is that the Snyder Cut, that is still freaking trending, and Zack Snyder said, we did a good job. And he implied that something is going to happen. So the engagement, right, for release the Snyder Cut hit over 1 million. 21 sentiment positive, 8% negative. The engagement overall, 3.1 million. The conversation, 1 million. And people are like, yeah, but Warner Bros. Aren't going to chuck 50 million to 100 million back into another movie. All the fans want is whatever variation Ray Fisher's seen, whatever variation, Henry Cavill's seen, whatever variation Jason Momoa's seen. There is a version there. We are not expecting a polished cut. Now, most people don't know how, studios work, that they have investors. So essentially, when they want a project to be made, it's essentially whoever is invested in the company, the investors, the shareholders, they are the people that you'll have meetings with. So if they did go to the shareholders and like, yeah, we need another 50 million for Zack Snyder to finish the project, they'd probably say no, but that's not what we're asking. And then, there is a scene that has recently been revealed of Diana, aka Wonder Woman, aka Gal Gadot, who plays her, that has revealed that she did the audio for a Darkseid Wonder Woman scene. And then everyone's like, yeah, but Stu, Darkseid's not supposed to be in the movie. There is so much fabricated stories out there that I want to stay on the Joss Whedon. No, not Joss Whedon, I want to stay on the train that there was meant to be a different cut, release the Snyder Cut. Now, why is there an 80-page reshoot? Now, recently I've sent this image from someone on Instagram, and it's actually a conversation from the old DC president, and what he had to say is interesting. Thank you for the courtesy of asking if Zack feels he had the time and resources to finish a cut to his satisfaction, and he would like fans to see it. Nothing would make me happier than for him to have the opportunity. He earned it and was not only a great filmmaker talent, but a true gentleman and professional in all his dealings with the studio and DC. So that is the former DC president saying, yeah, it could happen if the money and resources were there. But all the fans want, realistically, guys, is what is already there. We don't need the finished VFX. Now, there is Kevin Smith's been saying that, yeah, it exists and the VFX isn't really done, but that doesn't really match other comments. Now, I'm guessing that people like Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot can't really publicly go too much into depth of what is the Snyder Cut. But for real, the Snyder Cut is coming. Now, as I said at the start of the video, Screen Rant ran a story today about this reshoot being 80 pages long of different material. Then at the time of, doing all Justice League content that we did on the channel, people were saying, War Stew, you're wrong, there wasn't a load of content taken out, and now it's been officially revealed on a recent Screen Rant report, I guess you could say, which was published on the 21st of November, which is actually today, that there was over 80 pages of reshoots. So there is a cut, that had Darkseid in. We now have evidence. There is literally an image on Viro, I think it is, that has, a shot of Gal Gadot doing a audio scene, a voiceover, just like I'm doing on the Road NTS, with Darkseid. And then you've got people telling me, no, it's fake. You're spinning this fake narrative. You're fake news. You're clickbait. No, I said over 2 years ago, Darkseid was supposed to be in this. So, and also in this article, it says, according to the New York Times, Warner Bros. Hosted a small screening for a few filmmakers, including Joss Whedon, who Warner Bros. Hired in hopes of making Justice League a success just like he did. Well, let's be honest, Avengers 2012 wasn't great. At the time, Justice League was only a rough cut, and Warner Bros. Gave Sweden 80 new pages. It wasn't a rough cut. There's so much evidence. Despite his best efforts, critics responded negatively to Justice League, and soon after the film's release, fans started demanding the Snyder Cut. 2 years later, the fans still haven't got their wish granted. But that hasn't stopped them. And as you know, the hashtag, loads of people like Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, liking Gal Gadot's post, which essentially means they would see it. Despite the clear desire from fans who have worked on the movie, Warner Bros. Still doesn't have any plans to release it anytime soon. And it says here, spending $30 to $40 million on a reshoot because of incomplete special effects. The Snyder Cut has been generating a lot of buzz, but Warner Bros. Might have not been too keen on spending that money. So essentially they're saying the movie's there, but Warner Bros., I don't know why this narrative is spin around the Warner Bros., because it's AT&T who own Warner Bros., so it's up to them. So we have this HBO Max service coming out, so why didn't they just drop it on there? We do not need the special effects finished. The nightmare scene that Zack Snyder had been building up all the way from Batman vs. Superman. The whole Flash existence doesn't make any sense unless we get the nightmare scene. We get to see what was actually meant to happen. Now, I mean, you could say, well, Stu, you're a Marvel chill. No, actually, I'm not a chill for anything. But it is interesting, and I am going to keep covering this story because there's so much evidence there that Warner Bros. Is doing something behind the scenes. They don't even have to put money into it. They just can release what is there. I've spoken off the record, so I can't say in this video what I've been told, but unofficially, there is a movement there, and Zack Snyder himself has even said it. He has said something's coming. He keeps releasing new images. And what is interesting is Zack Snyder's got so much of a fan base that someone made an official Zack Snyder Instagram page. It got verified, and it's not even him. So you probably have seen months ago of the kind of effects that they have with Darkseid. Now, that really wouldn't be an issue for fans. But then at the other scale of it, you've got, you know, the random fans, the random people, oh, what is a Snyder Cut? And then if the graphics aren't up to scratch, they would troll it. But it would make no difference if they do release it, if they don't release it. But it's interesting that websites are running the story. Warner Bros. Has no plans to release the Snyder Cut. And I'm thinking, where is your evidence? It's the same people, it's the same insiders that are saying, Henry Cavill is not Superman because Warner Bros. Are not making a Superman movie. And I'm like, what do you know? Just because you write for a website, you're no different to any other person on a Twitter account, you know, tweeting anything. You've got no evidence. Now, I'm trying to get away from doing videos with no evidence, but there is so much evidence here that they've got to do something behind the scenes. I mean, the ANTT official Twitter account posted that they are up for more R-rated, edgy content like the Joker. You know, and with the fake news of Joker 2, because like we said, we can't verify it, and that's why I deleted the video yesterday that I posted about Joker 2, because I couldn't really verify if it's a real story. Variety tuned in. I mean, we thought Hollywood could be, you know, trusted, but it is interesting how people keep saying it's not coming, it is coming. But realistically, if they do drop it in HBO Max and it flops, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Warner Bros. Has made so much money with the Joker movie. It's grossing close to $1.1 billion. It cost just about $250 million after marketing. So they've made over $600 million on this movie. So they could easily, you know, drop $100 million to finish it if they wanted, but I would be more than happy to see an unedited variation. And also in the news, you know the whole BlackAdam stuff, and I did a video saying The Rock confirms BlackAdam and Superman. If you remember back to a meeting they had in a garden and it had a swimming pool, someone brought it up to me recently that they were drinking, right? And obviously Danny Garcia is the connection between the two, and they said they signed and sealed a deal on something. Well, what if that is actually about the BlackAdam movie and Superman having a camera role? Because it's all right, everyone's saying, yeah, Superman is no longer Henry Cavill and Superman is going to be Michael B. Jordan. You know, like the We Got It Covered people and stuff like that, all running with the story, Henry Cavill out, they're looking for a new Superman. But realistically, guys, they're not looking for any Superman at all. So Henry Cavill is still Superman. So as I was talking to an insider, they were going, yeah, but you've got no evidence. You've got no evidence that Henry Cavill was Superman. I'm like, you've got no evidence he isn't. I'm sure the current Superman, Henry Cavill, the only Superman, not your Arrowverse ripoffs, I'm sure he knows more about what's going on than anyone else, realistically. So I just wanted to put out there, guys, that the Justice League Snyder Cut is coming. I'm not going to do any more videos on this subject unless something big breaks in the next few days. I'm only going to cover big stories now because I've literally gone over all the key factors in this argument. So like always, guys, let me know down below. And also what's interesting is I do read all comments. Zack Snyder, a lot of people are saying they don't like his work, they didn't like Watchmen, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you realize he is one of the best people at filming movies. So it is ridiculous saying you don't like him because you didn't like Justice League. And I'm scratching my head thinking you didn't like Justice League yet because you haven't seen his movie yet. So it's hard for you as a consumer to judge his Justice League because you haven't seen it. Now, he was in a panel where he went over the fact that, spoiler warning, that Lois Lane was going to die and it was going to get pretty dark and gritty. And he's like, well, that didn't happen in my... He's not watched it. His cut is very different. But Warner Bros. Got scared at early stages. So there is a cut that is very good, you know? And we are going to see it. It's just a case of when. Hopefully, it will go on HBO Max or DC Universe online or something like that. But like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. And you heard it here first. Warstew is officially confirming that the Justice League Snyder Cut is going to be released for sure. I just don't know when. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.